The following is the Fatal 4-Way Podcast, and it is scheduled for one fall.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Fatal 4-Way. I'm Dylan Oliver, joined by my co-hosts Luke Carter, Rippy Galindo, and Justin Lasser-Tosa. We're back. Justin and I weren't here last week, but the two of us are back now. Whole show, Fatal 4-Way, is all back now. We got a great show today. First thing we're going to start off with is last Friday night SmackDown and the things that happened there. We saw Jey Uso make his SmackDown return after leaving quite a while ago to leave his bloodline. He came back to now confront the new bloodline with Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and all those goons. What did we think about the original confrontation? And then we'll talk about the backstage segment that happened a little after that.
I thought this was a great episode of SmackDown. I thought Jey moving over for this episode sets the seeds perfectly. I'm super excited about it, and I think my favorite thing on the whole show was Kevin Owens' vignette. I love that Kevin Owens is back as a heel. It's what he belongs. It's the role he belongs in. He's always been such a good heel, and I'm super excited for this upcoming heel run, and his vignette was menacing. It was fierce. His reasons for his turn made sense in storyline too, so I really liked it.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is about to go on his little Drew McIntyre arc, where everything he's saying is like kind of completely right, and then because no one's realizing that and people are trying to silence him, as he says, it's not really going to be recognized in the grand scheme of things within the company. So it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to play out. Randy versus KO seems decently likely for Crown Jewel, given one of the backstage segments on the show. And it's one thing I'm excited for is to see when Sammy inevitably rejoins the bloodline. That's going to be KO's complete turning point into just a maniacal heel. But in terms of SmackDown, I thought this was one of the better SmackDowns of the entire year. That opening segment when Jey came out, I was not expecting his music to hit, so it was kind of a cool moment to see him finally back with the bloodline, or at least his first interactions really with the new bloodline. So that was cool. And yeah, I think they're getting to the storyline quickly and they're not rushing it, so I like it.
You know, one thing I liked about the SmackDown was a little Travis Scott snippet being leaked. That was my favorite part. But yeah, I did really like just seeing Jey back with the original bloodline and now the new bloodline, and just seeing how that all plays out. And I think it kind of sets up tonight's Raw in an interesting way, because he's defending his IC title against Braun Breaker, and I think it's possible he could retain. Like, it's unlikely, but I think maybe he could retain just to kind of have, like, I know, yes, he's going back to his like bloodline stories, but if he still holds on to that IC title, I think it can make the bloodline story even more interesting.
I heard a theory that I kind of like, because this will also set up another storyline down the line. Remember when Jey said, "I'm going to knock you out, Jacob, if you keep looking at me like that"? Well, what if it's not on Solo's orders when the new bloodline comes in and costs Jey that match? What if that's all because of Jacob, and that starts to cause some tension between Solo and Jacob in terms of who the true tribal chief is? I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I know we were fully wrong when we all predicted Jey to lose last time he was in an Intercontinental Championship match against Braun Breaker, but I'm going to double down on it, and I don't think I'm going to be wrong this time. I think Braun Breaker is winning tonight, and I do think it will involve an interference from the new bloodline.
Yeah, because before we were previewing this, I was going to say we also had that backstage segment of Jey Uso finally meeting back up with Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns, and we saw now basically a face Roman telling Jey he's proud of him, the whole family's proud of him and all that, and Jey was just still having none of it. He said, quote, "No yeet," which coming from Jey is a big deal. Yeah. And so as of right now, he's still not in that bloodline story. He still is not trying to go back to Roman and Jimmy, but I do believe the new bloodline screws him out of his IC title tonight, giving it back to Braun Breaker, and then that is the turning point. That's what causes him to realize, all right, these guys are a problem. They're messing with me now. I'm going to have to go back over and rejoin Roman, rejoin Jimmy, no matter how much I don't want to. This is what I have to do. And so, yeah, I also do predict Braun Breaker will win tonight in the main event, I'm assuming, of Monday Night Raw between Braun Breaker and Jey Uso for the IC title.
We got a big news drop this morning. WWE
yes.
ring announcer Samantha Irvin announced she will be leaving the company, and she is done with WWE. What do you guys think about that?
I didn't find it extremely shocking considering the fact her husband Ricochet just went over to AEW not too long ago. But I was a little surprised still because I didn't even know like her contract was up or anything like that. And I do think she is one of the more popular and famous and like given screen time ring announcers that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
She's been a huge part of the company for many years now. So it is a little surprising to see her go. But again, it does make sense. Her husband's not with the company anymore. If I had to guess, she's jumping ship over to AEW with Ricochet.
Ricochet actually sent out a tweet saying she's not joining AEW, which is a little odd.
Scratch everything I just said. Scratch that. Maybe she's just going to go enjoy just a quick little break, not work too long.
And then there are reports, nothing what I'm about to say is confirmed true, but there are reports that Lillian Garcia has been seen backstage at Monday Night Raw tonight and will replace Samantha Irvin as the ring announcer.
She was back on TV not too long ago. I don't remember what show she appeared at, but I remember seeing her in the crowd, I think. So I guess that's fine.
Throwback to our childhood.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Welcome back, Lillian.
I was going to say the nostalgia for me growing up, it was Lillian, so I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, Lillian is one of the better modern people to do it. Justin Roberts as well is very good. I'm pretty sure he's an AEW.
He is signed with AEW. He is their head ring announcer.
Yeah, so unfortunately he won't be making a return. But outside of like Howard Finkel and like maybe those
Tony
two,
Chimmel, good
Tony
shout.
Chimmel as well. Outside of those names, she definitely has her name in the hat. So it's gonna suck to see her gone. I think she had maybe the best like variety in terms of like she's announcing different people's entrances differently based on their character, if that makes sense. Like Ludwig Kaiser, like the way she
Chelsea
like,
Green.
that,
Chelsea Green might as well put the fries in the bag with Samantha Irvin gone.
Chelsea Green, Ludwig Kaiser, of course, Gunther. Like there's just a different variety and a different taste to all of them. I think she does that better than any ring announcer we've ever seen. So it's gonna suck to see her go.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And then a few other points we got to touch on here real quick for Monday Night Raw here tonight. We have Seth Rollins coming back, and he's going face-to-face with Brunson Reed because that's been a brewing rivalry for a few months now, I guess, ever since Brunson injured Seth and put him on the shelf. And then we also have The New Day taking on AOP in a World Tag Team #1 Contenders tournament. So I'm not sure what the other matches in that tournament are just yet, but I know that the first one here tonight is New Day and AOP. What do we think about these matches?
I think this #1 Contender tournament is a good way to rebuild the Raw Tag Team division. It's been a little down lately, so hopefully some new favorites can come out of this. Some other notable teams are the Creed brothers. That's a very interesting pick to win, and then also Rey Mysterio teaming with Dragon Lee. Two luchador wrestlers going together, one who's a veteran, one who's very young. I think that's an interesting pairing, and they could go on to win it.
Yeah, Seth and Bronson. I'm assuming this will be a match for Crown Jewel, so it'll be exciting to see how this feud continues to build. And then, yeah, I mean, these tag team matches are pretty solid, pretty mid. But maybe we get some more advancement within that New Day storyline. I like the very, very slow burn that they're giving us. So it'll be I'm not expecting this to be like one of the craziest Raws we've seen outside of the main event because I think a lot could potentially go down. But I'm excited.
I'm also excited I'm mainly focused on that Seth Rollins, Brunson Reed beef that we'll be seeing tonight. I think the last time they confronted each other was when Seth Rollins curb stomped Brunson Reed during the
last Monster Standing
match. So that should be really fun to get them back at the ring. They both kind of got each other and snubbed them of some wins. So I'm very interested and intrigued to see what they're all talking about.
Yeah, I like this New Day AOP matchup just because of that storyline they're trying to tell with the breaking up of the New Day with Kofi and Xavier Woods. I do think that this tournament as a whole is going to play into that storyline. I don't know if they pull the trigger on it like right now and have them lose in the first round of it to AOP, because AOP's just, let's be real, they're nothing. Like, they were getting some hype back when they were feuding with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, but ever since that feud died down and ended, they have not. I don't remember the last time I saw them after that. So I don't see AOP winning this, and I see the New Day moving on maybe to semifinals or maybe even finals before the New Day kind of implodes. They get that loss, and Xavier starts to kind of lose it. But other than that, yeah, the Raw episode, it'll be a good one. Some things should go down. But yeah, like Justin was saying, it probably won't be the best of the year. But now, we're going to switch into something else here. Today, we are doing a WWE theme song fantasy draft. We're going to have 5 picks each in a snake draft. We've determined the order is just going to be by whatever mic we're on. So I'll have the first pick. Luke Carter will have the second pick. Rippy Galindo with the third pick. And then Justin Lacertosa with the 4th pick. He will then also start the second round and have that 5 pick. And we'll just keep going that way until all 5 picks are made. And then
we'll put a poll on Twitter at Blaze Fatal 4-Way, and you guys can go and vote on who has the best team drafted.
So, I mean,
Fatal 4-Way Blaze is the at, not. I had it the wrong way. At Fatal 4-Way Blaze. There we go.
There we go. There we go. So I guess we are officially. Thank you, Rippy.
Much needed.
The WWE theme song fantasy draft has begun. I'm officially on the clock, and I think I can go one of 2 ways here. But I think there's a consensus number 1 overall draft pick when it comes to theme songs. It is one of the most electric theme songs of all time. Every time you hear it, you just get hyped up. You just get ready. You feel like it's almost time, or it is time for the main event. I'm taking Metalingus, Edge's theme song 101.
All right, that was my number 1 on the board. He's off the board. We didn't get the lucky fall, but with the 102, I'm going to take I Walk Alone by Saliva, Batista's theme song.
Yeah. That was the other one I was talking about when I said there was 2 ways I can go here with the 1-0 or with the first pick. But yeah.
That's a great pick. I was definitely looking at I Walk Alone. But with that being said, the third pick, I'm going to take my personal favorite. I would have taken this 1-1, I think. Cult of Personality by CM Punk. I love that song. It's on my playlist, and regardless of its connections to WWE, it's a fantastic song, and I jam out to it all the time. Fantastic song.
That's kind of tough because obviously I think we all probably had Metalingus 1 and then Cult of Personality at 2, for me at least. So this makes things a little tougher. But I'm also going to be going with the CM Punk theme song, one from back in the day.
Wow.
I'm going to go with This Fire Burns. That's just like the prototypical like metalhead like song, and it's just, I don't know. It's anytime I'm in the gym or doing something like physically active, like, I don't know, that just bumps me up. So CM Punk with a great track record of theme songs throughout his career. And then with the 5th pick or the first pick in the second round, it's tough. Now I feel like we're starting to get a little closer, like some of these being comparable. Me personally, I'm going with The Game, Triple H's theme song. I don't know. There's another song that I had in here that's very close that will probably be picked before this clock gets ran back to me, but I'll go with Triple H's theme song.
Justin, I have to jump in here and ask a question. Are you taking the Motorhead version of The Game or the Mark version of The Game from TikTok?
Because there's one that's objectively better than the other.
Maybe not the Mark one. Unfortunately.
I think you just blew up your entire draft with that one
Mark
decision.
is still on the board, baby.
So Mark is still on the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Potentially an undrafted free agent. We'll see.
All right, Rippy, you are back on the clock here in the second round for your second pick.
A little background of where my mind is at for this draft. I don't know a whole bunch of WWE theme songs. I'm not going like don't have that nostalgia factor that you guys have. So I today in the gym was listening to a bunch of WWE songs, and one that got me going was "Break Down the Walls" by Chris Jericho.
That's a good one.
It's so cool, such a bar. Walls of Jericho, Break Down the Walls. It got me going. I listened to it at least 3 times in a span of an hour and a half.
Yeah, Jericho, that is a great theme song.
Yes.
I was looking at Jericho, but more in the 3rd or 4th round. I think there's some more elite picks here. I don't know if I want to go in the way of lyrics or musical instrument aura right now. This is tough.
I know who you're thinking of too when you say lyrical.
I'm picking one of the 2 that were in the main event of WrestleMania 40, but I think I'm gonna go with my heart, and I'm gonna take Kingdom, and I'm gonna take Cody Rhodes' current theme song.
All right. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Luke, for taking that off the board.
All right. Now, I do have 2 back-to-back picks here. And there's quite a few I'm still thinking about. I just don't know, obviously don't know what ones are going to get back to me because there's going to be 8 picks in between here. I'm going to take, it's an all-time great. Some argue his new theme song or his current theme song is even better. But when I'm listening to this one, it just gets me more hyped, gets me more, just give me Burn in My Light by Randy Orton at the 204. It's just great. Everything about it is so good.
The falling pyro as
The falling pyro, everything, the entrance, the lyrics, the everything, man. And then this is, I don't know if anyone had this one. I'm sure someone did. I just can't risk not getting it on my team. I honestly, if we were just doing straight up Mount Rushmore of songs I love to listen to and would listen to at any time, I was
Aside
already
from WWE theme songs, just songs of all time.
just songs of all time.
Okay.
I already got Edge's Metalingus. Give me Christian's Just Close Your Eyes.
That's a sneaky pull that I had on my list as well. But
That's why I had to take it
Yeah.
now. I couldn't let someone else try and snag it.
I don't hate
Dylan
it.
made me promise not to take that one before the
We
show.
did discuss earlier. I told him I wouldn't take a certain one of his.
is that
Yeah.
tampering?
No.
Nuh-uh. Oh,
No.
what are you talking about?
I cannot believe this song has gotten to me in the 3rd round. I'm taking the most iconic theme song in WWE history. Give me The Time Is Now, Self-Made by John Cena. How did that get to me in the 3rd round? I think I'm winning this thing after that.
Yeah, it's a great pick. That is a great pick. Oh, man.
There's so many available.
There are so many available. We were just talking about this on the way here. There's so many good theme songs. It's so hard to
And
draft.
it was a great pick, but knowing Luke Carter's track record when it comes to fantasy draft picks this year, somehow this team's going to underperform terribly. So
No,
those who don't
Twitter
know-
votes. Come on, give me the Twitter votes.
we are
Guys
now on
stinks at fantasy
round
football.
3, pick 3. Rippy Galindo, you are back on the clock here.
All right. I think I'm going to have to go with Voices by Randy Orton.
Oh my God!
Sorry, Justin.
2 times in a
but
row, you take my pick.
I know. It's just one of those iconic theme songs, and it just, I get tweaked out every time I hear it. I just lock in on that song, and I think I'm Randy Orton in that moment.
That was the one song that I was talking about last time that I didn't expect to fall to me, and for a second I got false hope, but
Sorry.
now we got to go back to the drawing board. There's like 6, 7 songs that I'm looking at right now, and I have to
Yeah, me
decide
too.
between all of them. I could say Roman Reigns, but I think I'll leave that one on the board for a sec.
This is so tough.
I'm going to take Jeff Hardy, No More Words.
Good pick.
That's
That was
just
on
like
my board.
and that fits Jeff Hardy so perfectly too. So
He is the artist in it. He sings it himself.
yes, exactly. And then for my 4th pick, the first pick in the 4th round, I'm going to go with Viva La Raza from Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
All right. I like it. Okay. My pick.
Hey,
in the-
now, hold
Oh,
on.
my bad.
Just
my
one
bad.
second,
Yep.
Luke Carter.
My bad. False
Wait
start
for
offense.
Yeah, before Luke picks, I'm going to take my fourth pick, and I think I'm going to take Somebody's Gonna Get It by Mark Henry.
Ah, that's a good one.
Me and Dylan were just talking about that song, how it fits him so well, because he would literally, and he would say in the song, break people's necks.
Yes, beat 'em up, break their
'em
necks,
break their necks. Yeah, that's the one. And that will be my 4th round pick.
All right, a lot of good options still on the board here. I don't know if I want to go with the metal route, the fun route, the instrument route, the aura route. But there's one that's just catching my eye on the board right now that I feel like it can't go without being taken. It's got to be Sexy Boy Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when I get out of the shower in the morning, I'm looking at myself in the mirror.
That's
my
absurd.
song. That's my song.
I'm taking off the headphones for 5 seconds.
Wow.
Give me Sexy Boy Shawn
Nothing wrong with a
Michaels.
little self-love.
All right.
Good mental health.
Okay, hang on.
What are we talking
That
about?
statement kind of knocked me off my game here. Hang on. Need to lock back in. All right, I'm back on the clock with the 4:04. And this is, I would like to say, a widely accepted, just fantastic song. That is much better than probably any other version he's ever had as a theme song. And I liked it before, but I really started to like it, honestly, like 2 weeks ago. I was driving back to Arizona from California. It was late at night. I was pretty tired, falling asleep behind the wheel a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And I turned on Slow Chemical, Kane's theme song,
That's a great point.
and it woke me right up. And
that's a
I
great one.
powered out the final hour of that drive strictly because of Slow Chemical. It gave me that burst of energy.
Did you have it on repeat for the whole rest of the hour?
No, I didn't even need it. I just needed it one time, and it got me going.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Slow Chemical at the 4:04.
Good pick. Good
Absolutely.
pick. It's a steal.
And then for my final pick here in the draft, there's a few I'm thinking about. Some nostalgia ones, some that are just like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But again, I think I'm going to go with, but I feel like that doesn't give me enough diversity on the team.
I need to
If
look
I
at my
go
team.
with this one.
Got to get all your positions filled out.
Oh, man. All right. You know what? I'm going to take, give me Line in the Sand, Evolution in round 5.
All right, I'm going to go a little off the board. I doubt anyone else had this one on their board, but I'm giving a shout out to my sister, Holly Carter. She did she's a gymnast, and she used this WWE theme song as floor music for a few years.
Really?
It's one of the most beautiful WWE theme songs. The Rising Sun, Shinsuke Nakamura.
wow.
It's
Shout
just
out
always
Uzi
been a
Vert.
personal favorite of mine. And yeah, shout out my sister. We're going with The Rising Sun.
You know, I almost put that on my board just because of the little Uzi Vert song, Nakamura. But I decided against it. Oh man, could go a lot of ways in this draft. This is one of those picks that could lose you or win you the league.
This will be your last pick here.
Yeah, and I think this might be one that loses me the league, but I just love it so much. Give me "Worlds Apart" for Sami Zayn's theme song. I just love it. It fills me with so much happiness and joy. How can you listen to that and not have a smile etched across your face?
It's very
It's
true.
impossible.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Well,
Fill me with joy.
I think I just found the league winner, the sleeper, because
no.
not a single person said his name, and I completely forgot about it too. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Didn't forget about it.
Didn't forget about it?
I mean, the glass shatter is just a sound effect. After that, it's
Well, it's not just the glass shatter. Like after
I
that,
don't, there's
it's
no
just
lyrics
like,
to
I don't
it.
know.
It's
Okay,
it's just
but if we're talking,
sounds.
but all right, if you mentioned quote lyrical or non-lyrical or whatever you said,
I was thinking Roman Reigns.
yes, but
Right.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think, is above.
Iconic, yes.
I think in terms of like marching down to the ring, no care in the world, car wreck is about to happen. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
And it's not just because of the glass shattering. I think that entire song is just perfect.
Great pregame song too.
We could honestly do a round 2 of this sometimes. I have like 20 more here that
Really?
I
I have
pick
2
from.
more.
We
that
definitely
I'm
could
looking
do
at.
A bench.
another draft sometime. But we're running out of time here, so let's recap what we have here on
Yeah,
this
I really
draft.
like these teams.
My team, Dylan Oliver's team, consists of 101 Metalingus. We got the second round pick of Burn in My Light. Round 3, Just Close Your Eyes. Round 4, Slow Chemical. And round 5, Line in the Sand. We then have Luke Carter with I Walk Alone. Kingdom. Time Is Now. Sexy Boy. And Rising Sun. Rippy Galindo has Cult of Personality. Break the Walls Down. Or Break Down the Walls, I should say. Voices. Somebody Gonna Get It. And Worlds Apart. And to end it off, Justin Lacertosa with This Fire Burns, The Game, No More Words, Viva La Raza, and Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme song. I forgot what that one's called.
I think it's called Glass Shatters, which is pretty
Really?
simplistic. It
Wow.
pretty
Pretty
makes sense.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Even the title.
What are some?
So we're about to put a poll up on Twitter.
yeah.
You can follow us, Fatal 4-Way Blaze. The 4 is just the number 4. Put a poll up. Go vote for who you think drafted the best team, and we'll come back next week and see who the winner is.
Yeah. And now, with that being said, we will all see you guys next week, where we will once again preview Monday Night Raw and discuss the polls of who had the best fantasy WWE theme song team. Thank you all for listening. See you next week.
Love you, Mom.